Yes, I think let's make a start now. And what we covered till now is we covered introduction to the ServiceNow and also ITIL, customization of the home pages, the user administration. Yesterday we were discussing on the user administration, creating the user groups and the roles. Um, Also, we gone into the table, creating a table, creating a new field in a table, looks like how to configure the form, and once the table is created you can also see that how the form can be modified, where to navigate and what to do in terms of the navigation. So those things we have seen there. Also, we created a table, and then from the table we created a module. So that's something which is like creating a, you can also, once you create a table, it also you can create an module so that it reflects on the left hand side navigation. uh, that's how we have done it. I think yesterday we were doing something test table for training. I think this is the one which we created, the table which we created when we want to create anything new table. We had to navigate to the table. If you type on the top, it is table. I did I have actually favorite the tables so that it shows on the top. Otherwise you had to scroll down, and if you scroll down you have something called, under the system definition you have tables and columns. We discussed on the tables. So what I do today is we'll continue with the tables and columns. So you will get more understanding on the tables and columns. Along with that, what we do is today we will create an update set. What is mean by an update set? Why we need an update set? Those we will discuss. Um, and then we will move to the service catalog management. In that, yesterday what we did is we gone into the table and then we created a table. This is the table which we created. Under this table, when you navigate through, there are a couple of fields which will be inherit from the extended table. We extended this from the task table, so you already have a few fields all added from them, and also you can add as many fields you want, so those are being added in the list here again. That's how we created from the menu where we have we clicked on the table and then we gone into the new, and then we created the table. Also, there is other way of creating it. You had to go to, you want to view the both the table and columns, so you can also go into tables and columns. What happens, so what is the difference between the tables and columns? So tables will be listing in the list view. You see, this is the list you see where you go and then modify anything on the particular table. But when you come to the tables and columns, you also can view the schemas. What is mean by schemas? So I will just explain in a couple of minutes. There is a something called the schema map. What we did in our test table, we have extended the table from the task table, right? So if I go back, all the tables which you have created in your instance will be listed here, and also what fields are available in that particular table also comes in the right hand side here. So you can also create a new table from here. You can create a application. When I say an application, you see there is a table. We said test table here, and then we were able to see the application navigator and the menu. So that's how it is looks like. This is an application which we have created for our purpose. The table main content is the application, and then you have a sub modules on it. So that way you can also create an applications from here. You can browse through the applications, so all that you can do in the tables and columns. You can also edit the tables. You can view the schema in a table. Also you can delete all the records in a table, and which table we are in. So this is the table which I collected. I just go back to our test table. If you just type test, then it will takes to the tables which are being listed in. in the starting from test. So test table for the training, this is the one which we have created yesterday. And you see there are a couple of things which are already created. What is being created inside, it's already there here. And also you see these are all actually the, wherever you see the plus symbol, they are being actually not part of this table. It's actually the different tables. The fields within those tables are also been listed in that. So you can navigate through and see that what fields you have, how they are coming. So this is the different table. Assigned to is an user table. The user actually who comes, who actually comes in, and they're entering their user ID. They automatically it will get their username. So from where it is fetching? It is fetching it from the user table. This is again a group table. This is the business service. If you type all this business service here, then you will see those the different tables. Let me show few of them. If I type I user, then you come down here, you click on the user. This is these are the few fields you can see. It's a active avatar, and then again you will have a the building, city, company, created. There are many fields again. Within that again it is inherit from the different tables. The department is in another table again. So email ID, employee phone number, employee. So that way you can see many of these fields which we have on the user table. Those fields will be reflecting um, on this table again. So that way you can navigate through. So these are useful when you actually want to see how this is from where the data is coming, which table it is belongs to. If you want to see that, then the schema map and the tables and columns menu will be looks good for you. It's easy for you to navigate through and see what is inside this table. We also created these, and then these need to be added into this. Then you can also select and then move it on the right. It will come into the columns here. So those not added here in the schema map. If you click on the schema map, there is a something um, in a diagrammatical format. It will show you um, the tables. So let's come, let's say, let it load so that you can see that how the table looks like. So we were telling again the from the table which we have created, we have not added anything into the particular tables. What we did is we just created the table and we extended it from the task table. You see, this is the parent table. On the parent table also, you have many fields already there. What happens here, when you click on the plus symbol, you will see that many fields which are configured on the task field will be shown. And what are the additional columns which we have created? Test 1 and test 2. So those are the columns we created directly on the test table for training. And the columns which are on the task, you see this green color, the task columns, that is, these are the task columns which are being shown. And also the task table is again extended from all these. So that's how you actually, the task table actually even extended to all the sub tables, and it is associated. What happens when it actually when you're creating a new table and extending it from the task table, it also carry all the tables which are already been configured on the task table. um, we said we had gone to the table, and then we were seeing again the user columns what are all there. The user table, you have the list of columns which are already been listed. So this is where actually you can see, navigate through, and find which columns and which tables are being referenced. You can also do the navigation if it is too complex to see, then you can actually remove few of them. If I click here, it will change the view, the show extending tables. So if you don't want to see the extending tables, then you can click on it so that it will remove. So few of these you can play around and see the reference tables. If you have a reference table, you don't want to see the reference table, so you can just leave it, and then it removes those table and then shown here. So that way you can play around, and also you can actually type here and then you can search for the schema map for that particular table as well. Um, uh, that's the mainly the pretty easy one actually. So if you will be maybe if you are actually getting the data from the external sources and mapping it into the respective tables of um, uh, then this schema map will be very much useful. So you can you had to come here and then check what are the schema maps you want to look at. uh, then you can see and then go back and then do the other aspects like the data mapping and other aspects. So there will be the schema maps will be very much useful. With that, I think this is more covers about the tables and columns. So I think that's where you actually use the tables and the tables and columns for any of the things. With this, I will end the tables and columns, and I'll move to the next topic. It is update sets. What is why we are doing the update set here is on the other day we were discussing. Initially, we say the developers need to develop something in your instance. What we I think I will just yeah. See, what we do is we will discuss on the update set. So, what are all there in the update set is we will create an update set, we will merge an update set, and retrieve an update set in another instances. If you want to retrieve an update set in another instances, you can go and then use retrieve it in the other instances. How you do it actually? So, why we do this? Because you develop something in your instance, but you need to record that in an instance, right? So you will not have only one instance in your in your the companies. So companies will normally have a multiple instances. You might have a developer instances, testing instance, and the production instance. These are three common, and you will have even the staging, and you will have sandbox. It based on the company whether way they need to have a sandbox and the staging. The staging is more for the users will come and then test it. The developers will be doing their development in the developer instance. They will have admin access to the development instance, and they do all the development and then move the code to the QA instance. The QA instance will be tested by the QA team, and then after that, the code will be moved to staging, and then from staging, it will goes to production. This is the normal scenario in any of the companies. But in case if they missing the staging table, it is not a surprise for you in your one of the company where you work. But you can even have only three of the um, instances. In some cases you might have only development, QA, and production instances. So if you had to move the code from one instance to the other instances, that is where actually our update sweats will come into picture. um, so these are very important. Anything where you want to you are developing, so you have to be very careful with which update set what you are capturing. If you are working on one of the feature, you have to move it to the particular you complete those development and then you want to move it. You have to be careful what update set you are capturing those details. So it will gives you the list of things which gets captured also, but you have to be careful in terms of what update set you are working. How to see how to navigate in the initial training, we were gone into the settings and we were actually enabling something. So we have something called the developers, wherein you have show application picker in the header. So if you click here, we were able to see on the top here uh, there are two actually menus you can see. This are the one which actually lists down your update set. So this is actually the, let me go back again. You see, this is the application. The first one is the application on the right hand side. The show update set picker is the second one, which update set you are working on that particular application. That is what it shows. So these are very important for any developer who are going to work. So please remember, you will be creating an update set and you will be capturing your updates and or your development functions into that update set before you if you want to move it to one instance to the other instance. These update sets are very important. So these are the applications which will list in your instance. What are the applications which are available? If you're working on one of the applications, normally we work on the global, and we create an update set under um, the global application. So if you are not working on anything, you are just doing some testing, then ideally you should come back and then do the global and then default global. So if you are not doing anything, you don't need to capture anything, so then you can use these two, global and the default global update sets. If you are particularly working on anything, so anything which you have created, these are the update sets names which I have created in my instances for my testing purpose, and then I can use them and then use it. Or you can create a new one. We will create a new update set, and we will also see that how the update sets captures and where to navigate for the update sets. If you are working on any of the other applications, then you can navigate here and you can select a that particular update set. It shows the list of update sets which you have worked on or which are key captured in the change management ADF. I have only one update set, that is the default update set. There is nothing else again. So where to navigate through this? So also just this whichever the update set you have, you click on the left hand side icon so that you can view that update set in the menu here. So you see, this is the update set, and then wherein what is actually been already captured. This is how the update sets will be looks like. It will have a name and it will have a state, and there are a few other details in it, and also it captures the customer updates. What you update, what you actually write in your codes, those will be coming into this, and update set logs also will show you what logs which been captured. So I will get into this. I think we will do some of the changes in our instances and capture it in one of the update set and see how the data will be coming into our update set. Remember, I think there will be a questions which will come back like, okay, so you have a default update set, and then if somebody delete, or if somebody close this update set, normally this default update set, normally nobody will be closing it, so it will always will be in progress, because you actually capture anything which you do on your instance, it will by default it will goes into the uh, default global instance. But if somebody goes as an admin, uh, 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 you have access to do any changes right in your instance as an admin. So you normally you attempt to go and then you can even actually close it as well. So when you close it, what happens to this? By default in the system, it creates a default one. Even if you close the default global update set, it will create a new one on its own automatically as a default one. There will not be any issue, but still nobody will go and close the default update sets. So remember, we never go and close the default update set. We never touch the default update set for anything. If you just wanted to, if you're not capturing anything in your instance, and you don't need to move any updates into the next instance, then you will select global and the default global update set, and then you continue working on it. The one which we were actually creating a table on the other day, it's actually captured on the default update set. What we should have done it, even you could have created a update set. As we were not discussed earlier on the update set, I was not actually captured anything what we have created in the last session. So today what I do, the same thing I will do. I will actually create a new table or an application and see that whether we will do in another way of creating an application and capture that in an update set. So I will come back into the left hand side navigation. I will say update set. You see there is a system update set. You have multiple things in it. You have a local update set, merge update set, merge complete set, update set to commit, and also you have a retrieve update set. Mainly what we use is a local update set. When you had to create a new update set, we go into the local update set. Under the system update sets, you have to keep remembering as you are seeing all these new for the first time, so you might not be able to recollect. It is better actually where to navigate for the update set, so those you need to write it somewhere so that you know that where to go and then create an update set. If you click on update, then it comes uh, in the bottom. If you come down, you have a system update set. Under system update set, you have something called local update set. So today what I do, if you want to create a new one, then you go and then click on the new. The similarly way how we are creating a table or any other actions we were doing, so we can do the same way. I'll say test update set. So when you click here, it is in progress. You have a state, actually you have a complete and ignore. So you will keep it actually until you continue working, then you will make it as a in progress. If you think that, okay, I made some mistakes in the updates and then I don't need to do anything in here, I need to create it from the beginning. So then you mark it as a ignore. Normally what happens, actually you will not be deleting, you will not be deleting the update sets. So in an instance, once you create them, you will actually mark them as an ignore, and you will never go and then delete it. So even you're not seeing the delete now, but you have two options to do now. You can actually submit it, and that will create an update set, but it will not be the current update set. Here you are seeing the default global. What I do now, if you just submit, it will just save. That new update set will be created and then it gets created in your instance, but it will not be the new, the current update set. So what I do is I will make that as a current update set. So I'll click on the submit and current. So notice here actually on the top, so what update set we have actually by default it is selected. Now it will change to the current update set. So you see this here, your current update set has been changed to test update set. So we have created a test update set. On the top, if you see, this is the current update set we have created. So if you click on the in the left hand side, the HANA icon, it will show you the update set which got created. In the update set, you have a few menus we discussed, those are already there, and few of the things which we have captured, which application it is captured, we have captured under the global application. So under the global application, you have update set called the test update set, and that status is in progress, and it is not having any parent and the release date. So those, if you want to carry, you can still do that. Normally, we don't use it. In your company, if you are using it, then you can actually familiarize with the way they are doing it. So if it is merged with something else, so also we were talking about the merging of the update set. You have two update set. If the developer one and developer two is working on the update set and you want to merge those update set into one before you move them into the next instance, that also you can do it actually here. So now let's go and then do some changes in our instance and see that what actually captures here. There is something called the merge with another update set you have. We will also do that in couple of minutes. Uh, we don't have any logs captured now, right? So you don't see that anything which we in our instance already. We have, once we created here, we just come here, so we don't have any logs captured. What I do is I will leave this page as is, and I will go back to the next tab, wherein yesterday we were creating a table and the menu, right? What we have done is we gone into the table and we created a new table. On the new table, we created the menu here, the application. Under the application, we have created a modules. So the modules which were showing there, we will also do the same thing, or even you can have something called applications. If you type application, then you will have a something called application navigator. If you come down here, you see there is a application menu. You can create an application menus from here also. So you can go to the application menu and you can create a application. You see this yesterday we were actually created something um, the test application, which is here test table for training. The same thing which is looking as a application here. So that's how you can create, and then you can come instead of creating a table there, and from the table you're creating a menus and the modules. You can also come here into the application system definition and the application menu. You can create them as well. And if you want to create an application on the mobile, there is an option here, so that will be the in an advanced view. Once you have the basic, you can even try others actually how to do those. I'll say test application menu. Okay, I will. So now our update set, I think we were noticed nothing is there. I'm in the current update set is mine is the one which I created. I will go and then just I will not use anything else. So you can actually we were discussing on the roles wherein this application need to be given it to only that particular role, the user who has that role. Then you can go and add the role. It is nothing like you have all the listed roles. When you click on the pencil symbol, you will have all the roles which are being listed. Yesterday we were discussing the test role for training, which where we had given a admin access to it, right? So you can drag it and write it if you want to do it. For like for now I will leave like this, and I will take only the blank thing. And where you want to see this application, it's under the customer category. There are a couple of categories are already available that you can select, or if you don't want, you can leave them also. So that way you can just go and then submit it. Now it's created an application. So in the application you will have few more things. So under the application you can create a modules. So now if I come to the if I come back to the application menu, you see this is the application menu we created. It also assigned actually by default some roles to it. If any internal users by default somebody has to access the each one has to be the internal users who are accessing, then it is actually snc underscore internal is the one which we use. And the snc underscore external is the role which will be granted for the external users outside your organization. If your customer is accessing your instance, then you will actually allow them to the role which you will be heading is the snc underscore external again. So we created this. So what happens in the update set? Are there something happen? So let's refresh it. You see your update set captures something. What actually it is captured? If you go back here, you see that the application menu, it is having something in the uh, thing it is captured. So what is being captured, how it looks like, and the XML will show you what actually the changes you have, and when it got created, the who is created it, and then where it got created. So all that will be shown in the menu here. And also if you want to compare with the what actually with the current, so like it was maybe you created something in the past that this menu was there and you are doing the changes to the existing menu, then you can even compare it. So if you click on the compare to current, then it says that no changes, right? No different found, because all looks the same, because we have created this for the first time now. So there is nothing changed. So you can also do the comparison, like what happened to this, whether it is been, there is something being updated, or it has been deleted, or it has been inserted in it. And also you can see that the related records, it shows that what is actually being created. So we created this one, right? So that is what it is showing. So this is the easy way actually, wherein you can go to the update set, and then you can go to the logs here, and open the one of the update set logs, and then see what is being captured in it. And if you don't want, actually you captured something from the other application, so you supposed to there were the developer A and the developer B is working, and the developer A is working on one of the feature, and then developer B is working on the feature 2. You by mistake, what you have done, you gone into the application. We created a test application menu, and you might be working on the application menu 1. Then you by mistake, you wanted to check where exactly what he has done, so you are referring it to that, and you uh, gone and then done the changes and then updated. Then if that, those updates will be coming into the update set. So you can also go here, if you find some of them actually be you by mistake, if you have captured something else in it, then you can also go and then delete those update sets as well. So there are a couple of other options you have here. You can create a new things and then delete a lot of other things, but majorly we will be using a delete here. And that is where I said that you have to be very careful in terms of what update set you are working, and then where you are capturing your updates.
Vinay, Vinay.
So now yes, Krishna.
Yeah, you showed some delete some applications. Now, how we will get this? Vinay? Can you please show one? Customer
Yeah,
update, right?
it's here. You see this is the customer update. In any of the menu, if you go right, in the list, if you have a list, you will have on the bottom actually action on the selected row. So
Okay,
if
okay,
you click on the selected row, then it will show you all these details. So also
okay,
you have something called here. You have many rows here. Then you can click on these rows. It will select all the rows there. Whatever you have, you can select. I think it's a normally any of the table which you go and then just do the selection of all the thing, right? Then you can click here. It will select, and then after that, what action you want to do on the selection, that you can see it from the menu here. These are called as an UI actions. When you click on something like this, then it is showing something, and then when you trigger here, click on it, then it will pop up and say that you want to delete it. See this? Yeah, I clicked on the delete, and it give me a pop up and say that do you want to delete it from the instance, right? So if you click on delete, then it will goes off from your um, things. But when you
okay.
delete it here, it is not mean by the your whatever you created will go off. It will only go from the update set. You don't want to capture it in an update set. That is why you are deleting it from here. But otherwise, your whatever you are developed will be still stay in the application in the particular instance. But you deleted it so that you are not moving this into the different update sets. Yeah. So this is how you can create an application menu, and also you can create an application module. So what we did is application test application we created, right? So we go and then type test application, and we will also come and then create a module here. Let's try doing that now. So you can also even create a modules. It is also similar to this the what we every form will looks the same. Uh, I'll take test module, and then I will leave. You can order them because you want to see how you want to see here. So this is application menu is showing in the top, and after that it is showing even though it is under the one application, right? So this is an application menu. Under the menu you have a modules. How it shows, the system definition is the application menu. This is what you can say, and then under that you have a sub modules. So the application menu is showing first. How it shows, you might have to order. So the number you have to give, the number which is actually less, that will be shown on the top. You create 100 and then you submit it, and also you have a list type, We will also discuss on the list type when we come to the catalog. So wherein you have to discuss on the there is something called the references. So wherein you discuss on how to get the list. This is on the list of the records. You want to get a list of records in the when you come to this menu and then click on something, then you want to see all the incident, for example. So then I'll just type incident and then I will leave it like this. So the test menu which we created, um, and also you can put a filter on it what you want to. So I will just create and then so you have I have created an application menu, and also I created a module in it, and also I will create another module also, test module 1, and I will give a order as 200 and submit it. I think this is actually it's required. So if you want, there are other options. So these we will discuss. These are also important in terms of what actually argument you will pass and what you want to look into. I'll say here in the list actually I will say I want to see all the users list actually. Sys underscore user is the table name. I'll type the sys underscore user. It shows that it is matching with the tables which are matching. The majorly the user table is this table. So I'll select this one and then submit it. So now if you come here and then if you go back, you have two modules which got created actually. So now if I type test application, you see this one? The test application menu is the module which we created, the application menu we created. Under the application menu, we created two modules here. So even the tables were looking the same, right? So you created a table. Under the table, you have created something. So those also you can sub modules we had it, and in the table also you have two the check boxes wherein you want to create it module or you want to just leave it. So there are options which we're giving. Similarly, the other way of doing creating an application and the modules are you come to the application navigator and then you can create them. So if I click here the test module, you see I given all the incident to be listed. So it is all listing all the incidents. If you want to list all the users, so we given an option to this one. So I have not passed any other conditions except this. And there are other ways to navigate to these. You see, this is you want to edit this module, so then you can also have a right hand side the pencil symbol. You can click on this pencil symbol and it takes to that particular module to edit. You can also give a filters and you can play around with what more you want to do in it. Okay, so other way to actually normally in an instance what happens. Let's check our update sets once, I think, quickly. So we had one update which was captured. So I will refresh it now. So are there anything changes we have done? Yes, we have done multiple changes to our instance. So right. So you see there are three update set. What we have done is the application module we created, application menu we created. Under that we created another module and the module test module and the test module one. So those are also captured. So now um, I think if you want to see when it is created, what happened, all that, you can drag these from as an admin, actually, you will be needing sometimes all this because which application it is capturing. Now, when you say this is an application, don't confuse between the application which we have created now, the application which is actually capturing the update sets, right? So we are in the update set. So what it shows here is the application you are in the update set. Which update set we are in now? We are in the global update set, and which update set which is capturing it is a test update set. So that is where we are here. So this shows that which update set is captured these changes. So that is where you can see them, and if you want you can add more into from the left to right and then see what are those. Sometimes you had to add it so that you don't need to go and click on the each of these and then come back again, so that way it will make easy. But Every time when you load, it has to be loaded, right? The performance of the system will be great if everyone's actually add all the fields what they wanted and then load it. It will degrade the system performance. So that's how actually you can navigate through and then you can do some changes. So I told you about the applications also, like how to create an application in your instance and then navigate through the different modules and how to actually access and give a certain details. So even if you the come back to incident, for example, you want to see there how actually it shows only when you click on the create new, it takes you to the form. So what they have done, I think even you can just read through what I will give you an hint of how you can actually navigate through those modules. Even in the incident module, you have a this is the application menu. Under the application menu, you have a modules created. What have they configured? We also did something clicking on the edit module, right? So we come to this page and we can view what actually configured. So you want to see how it is actually taking me to the new page. They have done something different, right? You maybe you can even copy the same into your instance and then try also. So you wanted to create new, you want to have in your application also create new, you can come here and then copy the same and you had to change the table name. So the table name is incident there. In our case it might be something else. What is the table name? You had to replace that with the table name and you had to pass a url argument. They are passing here as a url argument. What we selected is a list of records. We were actually listing all the incidents and the listing all the users, but here they are actually taken the URL arguments. The argument which they are passing is like this. You can copy the same thing and then put it in your the thing. Then it will take you to the incident table, but rather it should take you to the your table, right? So this table, you wherever you see the incident in this argument, you can just change it to your table name. If your table name is u underscore something, then you can pass those to u underscore table name. Then it will take you to the same page. For example, I will do this now. Test application we created. I'll just go back to here. I will just go and then edit it. Okay, so let me put that here first. So earlier I was showing actually the list records. I will just now show you mm, the URL argument. So I just leave this as is now. I'll just save it for the moment to test what actually the differences we see, right? When I save this, and then now you come and then click on the test module. See, it is taking you to the incident again, and it is showing you the incident because we have not given anything in the URL. It is actually just we pass the URL and then we are not going into our menu. So you have, if you had to replace this with the table what we have created, you can also go into this particular table. Just click on the edit. On the top menu you will see this application what the table name is, right? So your table name will be something. Now maybe you can come to the table and then just look at that. I think that's better. You can come to the tables. Your table name is, this is the table name. If you want to pass the table name, so you can pass the table name and then get it there. So that's how you can just do the you can play around with it and then see if you want to do more on a table and application. So you can pass more details and you can create more of the similar to incident. You just copy and then come and then you change the table name so that you see what the differences, how the things will be looking like. Okay, so you created a table and on the table you create a sub modules. Under the sub modules you just go and then do the URL. You pass on the details and then but change the table names so that it will take you to your table itself and then your form itself. Uh, that's on the application. I also covered an application. Um, we were actually had only the table, so but I thought at least as we were touch base with the application, so thinking to cover that. And we see this is an update set we captured. So now we done with our updates. What we need to capture, we need to move this to the next instance. What actually we do, so there are, you notice here in the related list, you don't have many options which are coming. It is only says that you merge this with something else, right? So we don't need to do anything. So when you actually move this to the complete state, you will have more options coming. So that will give us an option to actually move this update set to the different instances. What normally happens, you go and then you click on the complete, then you save it, then it will complete the updates what we are done on this update set. So it gives you an option, and once you close this update set, it will again by default it will goes to the global update set. When you see on the top here, it is by automatically moved the update set into default up, global update set. And now because this update set got closed, you can't capture once you close the update set. Uh, then you have an option called you can export this into an XML. If you had to move this to the new update set, then you have an option called export XML. You have something back out. You don't want this to have it here, so then you can click on the back out option. Or if you want to move this to the next instance, I will show you how you can move it to the next instance. Krishna, you have your instance ready? Or are you still yet to get the instance ready?
Yeah, it's ready.
It's ready now. Okay, you can able to log in now. In that case, we can
Give
log in
me
here.
5 minutes. Yeah, yeah. Still, I have not opened
Okay.
it. Again.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, what I show you is you can do this actually, because I thought actually you can copy this same into your instance, and then so that you can see that what exactly you will see in your instance, because we developed it in my instance, and the same thing you want to see in your instance, so we can go and then export. So now today I will show you just because we will be doing many changes in our instances, right? So later, so those changes we will move it again in an update set, so that we can see those changes in your instance also. I just clicked on the export to XML. It will export the XML. It will download the XML. It will be saved in the download folder in your let me just click on it. There might be a download. I think that's not there. Let's see. Let's wait for a minute. It's slow. I think it is taking some time. So once it downloads, it's still waiting for. I think it is doing. It's still working on the back end. Normally it should go quickly, so it is not that big development we have done. It has lot of the updates captured, so it's only has a 3 updates. So you see this one now, it is downloading something here. So I'll go to this folder and see there. It's been downloaded now. So in the download you have this is an XML which is captured here, and this. And what we normally do, I will show you that how we actually move this update set from one instance to the other instances. You can also you have something called a merge. As we have only one update set, we will not be able to merge it. Otherwise you can still merge it. You can click on the merge update set. Before you merge all the update set which you want to merge, then those has to be completed. So you had to mark those update set which has to be completed. Those can be captured again. So I have something which is captured. You can see the test 3 and test 4 and test 3 are completed. I just wanted to filter it to test, and then enter. then it is showing me 3, and I don't want this one also, so you can put a filter here. I wanted to see name is test 3 and name starts with test 4. Now I will run this query again. Okay, just give me a minute, I made some mistakes, I think. State is not ignore. I think we start with this. I had to make R actually, so I have done the mistake here. See, so the name will not be both, right? So it is actually test 4. I will make this. I'll remove this one, and then you will run it again. Oops. Let me just go back again. I'll search for name start with the test. If I just do it, it will show me many. I don't want to merge all. I just want to merge only the two of them, which is, let me just say, contains test 3 or test 4. Which should give it, I don't know. It's a strange actually why it's not giving. Okay, somehow I don't know. Maybe that's how it should have worked actually. If I type the set 3, it's not taking. Why it's not taking? Did I type something wrong here? It's a okay. So it's a mistake I'm doing. I think what I was doing is actually I had to give it test space 3 and test space 3, 4, right? I think I was giving continuously is test. So you have to be careful with these when you are searching, or the name is what the name it is. So if you are making some mistakes, then it will not. So you see this now, I gave a space to test space 3 and test space 4, then it is started capturing. So then you have something called the merge, and then reset the filter. So I want to merge these because the updates which are being captured on the test 3 is by one of the developer, and the second one is done by the other developer. So you want to merge these two before you move the update set to the next instance. So then you can go and then merge the update set. So it is actually have something called, are you sure you want to merge the two update set? It says that, I say that yes, I want to merge them. So then it will be merging your update set, and then it will give you a name here. So now what you have to do, you can go and then change the update set to whatever the name you want. Merged update set 1. I'll just change this to next way, and then also if you come down here, you will have the update set which got merged. Actually, what are the update set which you merged it into one? It is test 3 and then test 4. So I merged the wrong states anyway, so I think even you can so this is actually the wrong states of the, it should not be a ignore. Normally you will merge the update set which are complete. So just for the testing purpose, I taken randomly um, something, and then I did the merge of this update set. Similarly, once you have made the merge of this update set and you want to still develop something, still you have an option to make this as an updates, the current update set. When you click here, it will take you to it will make you a current update set, and you can still continue developing something on somebody already developed and moved it into your instance, and then you can continue doing it until you make it as a complete or a ignore. So then those updates will be coming on to the current updates here. So that way you can actually navigate through the update and the update sets, and merge the update set. When you have to merge the update set, it is you use the option called merge with another update set. And if you want to retrieve it in the other update set, I was telling you about the update set. I'll type update set, update set. Then you have, earlier we were looking at the system update sets, right? So under that we were having several options. We gone into the local update set, that is for the new any of the new update sets you had to create, and then you want to capture something, then you will use this. You want to merge multiple update sets, then you will actually use the merge update set. And if you want to retrieve something in the other instances, so it is something developed in the other instances, then you will use the retrieve option. So what you do in the retrieve option, so in the bottom, if you scroll down, you have something called import the update set from an XML. So we have downloaded an XML, right? We have actually downloaded an XML in my instance, what we have created. This is the XML which we have created. So I can go and then choose a file from the choose file, and then I can download and then upload it. So I'm doing it in my own instance, the same thing what we have developed, but instead of that, what you can do is you can actually move the same updates into the other updates, other instances. What happens when I moved actually, so it will be showing in the retrieve update set. You see, this is the update set which we moved today, just few minutes back. I think this is the one which shows actually 28th. It is taking the system time. Then also it shows that it is loaded. When you go, actually the test update set is the name which we created, correct, before we download. So we have that, and then you have certain options called preview update sets. If you see, these are things which are being captured. There are three changes we have done. We have created an application menu, we created a module, we created a module one. So those updates which are there, I think that we you reviewed updates at what has been come from the um, different instances. Then after you review these and then it all looks good, then actually you will go and then commit them. How you will commit it? You will actually go to the preview update set. When you click on the preview update set, you might even get an error also sometimes, because your updates one, you had to go any update set which you are making. Maybe if you are seeing that update set one is capturing only the menu, application menu we have created, so once it is complete, it says that the succeeded 100%. It has to be 100% if it is successfully captured. What is captured? It is updated as 3. There are 3 updates which you have in this, and there are nothing been deleted, there are nothing been collide in it or inserted. So it is just actually the 3 updates which you have in one single update set is been captured here. If you, for example, if you have, maybe you have this one captured in one update set, and this one you captured in the second update set, and this one in the third update set. So in case you are moving this update set in the first to your instance, then it might throw an error because it has to be having an application menu first. So you have to be, when you are moving the update set from one instance to the other instance, you might get you see those errors because the application menu, the module is created under the application menu. If your application menu itself is not exist, the module will not be there. So you are moving this third one as a first in your other instance, then it might throw an error. So you, now here I captured everything in one particular update set, so it is not giving me error. If you are making different changes in your instance, and many developers are working on many things, then those will be having a problem. Once you do the preview, then it will also show that the commit update set. So then you can click on the commit update set. It's the state is changed from if you are noticing, the state of the update set is changed from loaded to previewed. Then you can actually, and you can even run the update set if it is there are some errors which are given, and those updates you see that what are those errors. The actions which will show, there will be different types of the actions which will be showing. In case in few cases in the later time, we when we do this, whenever we see an error, we will also look at those errors and see what how to resolve those errors. Now for the moment we don't have an error. I will go and commit an update set. When you click on the commit update set, it will be committing, and then it is committed now, and it is successfully committed in your instance. So what I did is, actually I downloaded it in my own instance itself again, as I don't have another instance to load it. I just did the same thing for showing you the details of how you can actually create an update set, how you can export an update set, and how you retrieve an update set in the different instances. You can also show the show committed logs. You can go into this and then show all the preview records, so you can navigate through and then see of this. And you don't want this, then you can have something called delete also, and you can update even. So show commit logs, it will show you what actually you have done. So you are starting actually how the update set, what happens from the start. It will show those details into it that you can see here, and also related records. Show all the related records. These are the records which are got captured. So what is there into this? If you want to see one of them, if you can go and then see, this is what we have actually done. And then you have created something, and then you have actually the roles which is captured is like this. So that's how it shows actually. When you have a update set mode and you want to see the errors and other things, so then you can come back and look at this. That's the thing which I just wanted to discuss today. I think we actually learned today about creating an update set, and merge an update set, and also retrieve an update set in the another instance. So from tomorrow onwards, we will go to the service catalog management. We will understand what is service catalog. So just to touch base on the service catalog, what we are going to learn tomorrow is, we all aware actually, the catalog menus we see in the Flipkart or Amazon or any of the other mm, websites wherein we go and then add a cart, add our items into the cart. Similarly, we actually do the same thing in our ServiceNow. It is not only the ITSM tool. That is where I was telling actually the ServiceNow is actually more advanced than the ITSM tool. It is because that gives a feature to have your own applications, your own catalog developments, and then lot more to do in that. So how to create a catalog, how to do more on it, and then those will be discussed. I think I will go back to what is the basic catalogs which we can build and how we can build. And we were also discussing more on the variables earlier. Those variables also we will discuss, because we need to create multiple variables when we are creating a catalog. um, uh, those we will discuss, and also we have something called the record producer and the order guide. We'll try to see that what is those record producers and order guide as well. For tomorrow, I think we will go through the service catalog management. Then from there we will take it and how to attach a workflow, what is a workflow, why the workflow is exist in ServiceNow. So we'll try for going from there and then see what more we can learn in the session.